Today I'm going to show you how you can make a custom envelope for your A2 size cards and your 5x7 cards very quickly and easily. My name is Claudette with theycallmemurtha.com. Welcome to my channel. And if you're new here today and you like what I teach, I would love for you to subscribe. If you like my video, please do give me a thumbs up. It really does help me grow my channel with YouTube and helps me bring more creative content like this to you in the future. All right, to get started, we're going to trim our 8.5 by 11 inch piece of paper to 7 by 11. You can use cardstock, you can use printer paper, vellum, scrapbook paper, whatever you want to use to customize for your envelope. Today I'm using a piece of paper from the Mariposa Digital Collection by Teresa Collins. I made a set of cards and corresponding envelopes, and I really love how it turned out. The papers are really beautiful. I've been working with it a lot lately on my projects and coming up with all sorts of ways of using it. So I've really enjoyed working with that paper. So we're going to get started with our sheet of paper, whatever kind you choose. And again, we've trimmed it to 7 by 11, and we're going to make 4 score marks. The first one is at 3.5 and 8, and this is with the 11-inch side of paper along the top. So again, 3.5 and 8, and then I'm going to rotate my paper once, and I'm going to score 1/2 inch on either side. So 1/2 inch, and then over here I'm going to go at 6.5. So again, 1/2 inch and 6.5. Right? Now we can get rid of our scoreboard, and I'm going to show you, we're going to trim out the 4 corners of this paper. So where I'm making an X, we're just going to trim that away because we don't need it for the envelope. So I'm going to break out my long scissors. You can use an X-Acto knife or even a pair of small scissors, whatever you're comfortable with. We're going to use the score lines as our guide, and we're just going to cut out each one of these 4 corners. All right, now we've trimmed away our corners, and if you want to add a nice finishing touch to your envelope, all you have to do is angle each one of these corners. As you can see here, it's super easy to do, and you don't need a fancy measurement system, a ruler, anything like that. You're just going to eyeball it. And basically, I'm going to come out about maybe a little shy of 1/4 inch off this edge right here, and I'm going to cut up to this intersection here, and I'm going to repeat that all the way around. So I'm just looking for kind of that skinny, like a skinny wedge that I'm going to pull off, okay? I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to try to get about the same measurement. You can just, again, eyeball it, nothing fancy. So you can see those are pretty similar. And now I'm going to rotate my paper. I'm going to do the same thing up here. About that same measurement. I'm going up to that corner, and then this side here as well. Okay, and now we can come back in. I'm going to change to some smaller scissors, and I'm just going to create these little angled edges here. And all you do is the same exact process. I'm going to come from this intersection and make an angled cut out. Do the same thing up top. Again, I'm going to that intersection, rotate my paper. I'm going to do the same thing here and here. Okay. All right, now we're going to burnish our edges down, and I'm using my Teflon bone folder. I like to use a Teflon folder instead of like a plastic bone folder. If you've watched any of my other videos, I'm sure I've probably said this before, but you get a much nicer edge with a Teflon bone folder than you do like this kind of plastic bone folder. Sometimes this will leave a mark on your paper, like a sheen, and this one does not do that. Especially when I'm working with white paper, it's super important. So again, I folded and burnished the inside edges, and now I'm just going to fold up the bottom and the top of my envelope. I'm going to do the same thing, burnish them down. And then all we have to do to finish our envelope, I'm just going to take a little bit of glue, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue where these two pieces overlap. So where this edge overlaps the flap on both sides. You don't need a lot. In fact, less is more. You want to make sure that it doesn't ooze out into the inside of your envelope, or you'll create a stuck envelope on both sides. All right, so I'm just adding that little bit of glue. You can come back in one more time with your bone folder and just make sure that you have good contact there. And then you can see that this measurement fits an A2 size card perfectly and actually has room to spare. I like to make my own envelopes not only to match the papers, but also because I like them a little bigger. I typically have dimension on my cards, and so I find that the kind of purchased A2 size envelope doesn't quite have enough room, but this one does. You can come back in and put a piece of washi tape to seal your envelope, or you can put some score tape or adhesive on the inside and just seal up your envelope. But the result is a beautifully finished envelope that perfectly matches your card. You don't need any, fancy envelope tools. It's just a scoreboard and a pair of scissors. Hopefully you like this project and you're inspired to do this yourself. It's super easy, takes literally minutes, and I would love to hear your feedback and your comments, so please do leave me a comment below. And again, give me a thumbs up if you liked my video. I would really appreciate it. Thank you and have a great day.